Thanks, Tony. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Thank the Chamber for hosting the debate. I am a third-generation family member in Bristol. I've lived here my entire life. I've worked here my entire life, 20 years as a banker and 20 years as an attorney. My office is on West Street in the 2nd District. I primarily work in real estate and commercial law. My educational background, I have an undergraduate degree in finance. I have a graduate degree in economics and quantitative economics, and I have a law degree. I've married 31 years to the same wonderful woman. I have 2 children, grown. We raised our family here in Bristol. They attended local schools very successfully, went on to successful college careers, and have good jobs. My daughter just blessed us with our first grandchild. I have pictures if you want to see me after the debate. I've been very involved in the community over the number of years. Right now I'm on the board for the Bristol Business Education Foundation, something that's a passion for me about local education. I'm on the Chamber, the United Way Board. I'm president of my church parish. I'm a founder, one of the original founders of the Bristol Main Street Community Foundation, and then I was a 2015 award winner for the Boys Club Humanitarian Award, and I'm very happy to be here.
Much has been said and published regarding plans for development of downtown Bristol, including Memorial Boulevard School and Depot Square. If elected, what would you do to ensure speedy development of our downtown area, and what would you like to see happen with the Memorial Boulevard School and Depot Square?
Start simple, huh, Tony? What do you think? One of the key words in the question is the word speedy. I don't think we've ever done anything speedily, and I don't think we need to now. I think it's more important to get it right. These 2 projects are projects that are very complex, very technical, and they have a severe impact in the future of our city in a number of ways, both in terms of economic development, building a tax base, having a big significant effect on our operating budget. Memorial Boulevard, I'm going to go last. Depot Square is an issue that, as I knock on doors within my district, Depot Square is on everybody's mind, and I think that the taxpayers I talk to want to see action, but they want intelligent, well-thought-out, pragmatic action. And we're not talking about spending money, we're talking about investing money. And I mean that in a way where something like the Depot Square and to another effect, the Boulevard building, we have to develop this in a way that's both rational and provides a rate of return for the city of Bristol. And rate of return doesn't mean just financial rate of return. It's the ancillary effect of downtown development. There's a real value and there's perceived value. The perceived value, I think, is very important too, because that's shows that we're making some progress. No doubt in my mind, there has to be a public-private partnership. I think just like any other real estate development, I think we have to get the ground going with building some infrastructure, parceling it out as they're talking about in small lots, but having a master plan so that there's a continuation of the development. We're going to have to create some incentives for the first people in. As far as the boulevard, I want to keep the building. It's a historic site. It's not all about economics. It's all about value, community, history, and there's a lot of things we can do with the Boulevard School to make it work. The devil's in the details, and that's where I think experience comes in. We need to be creative and innovative to make downtown a destination. I think that's what we're talking about, making downtown a destination and doing it creatively in a way where we don't burden our taxpayers. And I think that's where we need some political courage to make right decisions, not to be afraid to make a decision. We need some innovation and creativity. I think that these 2 parcels are so important, and that's really why I'm running, because I want to sit at the table as we decide how we approach these 2 issues confronting our city.
What do you consider the 2 biggest issues facing Bristol over the next 2 years? And if elected, how would you address these issues?
I'm going to piggyback a little bit on what Rippy said. I think the 2 biggest things that I'm concerned about for the next couple of years is economic development. And one of the biggest, we've not done a good job with it, to be honest. We haven't focused on it enough. We haven't had an approach that I think has worked. I'm really concerned about that. Historically, if someone came to Bristol and was interested in the city, they were sent all over City Hall. And actually, they were talking to the wrong people. I want to make sure that anyone who wants to do business in Bristol deals with either the mayor's office or the Bristol Development Authority. So we train these people as generalists to sell the city and to back up what we're trying to do as a community and what we're trying to do as government leaders. If they go to the wrong place, and I'll give you an example, and I'm not taking a shot at anybody, but someone came into my office a few years ago, wanted to move into Bristol, and they were sent down to the land use office. Now, I got to tell you something. They're good people down there, but they're engineers. They're more one-dimensional, and they talk about regulations. That's the last thing anybody wants to talk about when they want to move to Bristol. They want to know that we love them. They want to know that we're open for business. They want to know that we can do things for them, and that's a really big issue. So formulating a plan, a strategic plan for economic development is important. There's two sides of the equation. There's spending money and there's bringing in taxes. We got to increase the tax base. That's how we fund all these things we talk about. We got to set priorities as a community, and to do that, you need resources. We can't do everything at once, and we can't promise that we can do everything at once, but we take one step at a time, pragmatically and intelligently. The second thing is to add value to our community. By adding value, I mean make people want to move here, make people want to move their businesses here, and there's a way to do that along with the economic development piece. One of the things that she alluded to was moving all the departments in the same area. I got to tell you something. So many times people get lost in town hall about going between the building department, zoning, and all that stuff, going back and forth. It's not easy to do business. So I think what you brought up is something that we've thought about, I think, and it's really appropriate because we have to make it easier. They have to share technology, they have to share information, so you don't have to tell 5 different people the same thing all the time. People don't like that. It's not efficient. The other thing I want to do to piggyback on my point about welcoming businesses was I met with Justin Malley the other day, and the Bristol Press Building is talking about that timeshare. What they did was tremendous. Our people brought a developer around town, showed them buildings, brought them through, held their hand through the zoning process, amended the zoning regulations to customize and fit to contemporary needs. That's what we got to do more of. I think our district's lucky. You've heard tonight from 4 very good people, I think, who are committed, who care about the city greatly, and it's nice to see such a good mix involved in the process. I told you in my intro about my deep roots in the community and the things I've been involved with, and I really think I have the experience, both business-wise and my personal experiences, to add value and to help. The issues that confront us are important, and they're going to have a long-lasting effect on our budget and our progress as a community. The difficult thing is that we have a lot of work to do. As a community, we have to set priorities, and we can't do everything all at once. And we have to do this in a way that doesn't burden our taxpayers. And I'm really concerned about our senior citizens. I hate that term. Our retired folks on fixed incomes who have seen their investments dollars return very little. Banks don't pay interest, Tony. He's going to get me for that too. And they're seeing their value, their homes shrinking, and that's their legacy for their children many times. We can fix that by making Bristol more attractive. To do that, it takes a step-by-step, pragmatic, intelligent approach. The more people who are interested in Bristol, the more people we have come to look at our property values eventually are going to change. And it'll change the tide. And those are the things we have to be working on as a council, as government leaders. I'm excited about the next 2 years, and I really think that I can add value. I want a seat at the table because I think I can help. I want to vote on these issues that we're all talking about tonight. And if you think that I have the requisite skills, if you think I have the experience and the understanding, I want to ask you to vote for me on November 3rd. Thanks.